Okay, what's up, YouTube? I am back with another one with TKO, the Poly man, the Capone man. Let's get right to it and let's see what's going on right now.
Now I lose all of this other stuff that I love is great, but then I get all this other stuff and we build it. So we get all this other stuff, but then I'm still losing something. You know, it's a lot easier to build things, TK, when you're fulfilled and happy. It becomes what is the point of you building all of this if you're not enjoying it? And I get that you want to do it for your son and for your mother, but do you think your mother and your son want to see you on one of the things? And this is why I told you, you reminded me a lot of my father. I did not enjoy seeing my father miserable. I did not enjoy seeing my father unhappy. That's one of the best things for me was distancing myself from my father. And when he started to see me more happy, I started to notice that he started to find more happiness within himself, more peace, especially when I expressed to him that, yo, dad, like, thank you so much. Wow. My father would make well over, my father would make well over six figures, you know, I mean, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But to see someone make hundreds of thousands of dollars but not be able to enjoy their money, to not to you make over $100,000, $200,000, but why does it still seem like, for lack of a better phrase, you're broke? Why does it still feel like you're drained or you're down? And I would take that time to. I think the most important thing when doing. Go ahead, TKO. So let me say this real quick. So what about so with me? I only can talk about my own experiences. Yeah. There's so many layers to this, and for the protection because I work certain things a certain type of way. I don't I don't want to ever implicate the wrong things or see it. So I'm careful what I say when I'm dealing with a lot of different entities, right? But let's say the same scenario, hypothetically, this scenario may be fulfilled in the love department, which makes me happy, but then I'm not fulfilled in the other areas, so it makes me depressed. So then, if I switch it up and say, now I'm over here, I'm on a grind, and I'm elevating, I'm fulfilled in the department of now I'm grinding, but I'm not fulfilled in the department of knowing I have that connection. So it's like it's still the same thing. Some people say you got to lose the game more, but that's not okay. I'm just gaining one thing. It's never all. It's just like, well, either this one or that one. That one or this one. I said, what do you want, baby? You want to say something?
I was just gonna say, things, and my Saturn taught me this. Things aren't always gonna like be exactly how you want it to be. Like it's not gonna be like the perfect cookie cutter way how you expected things to go. But I would say like if it's like I don't know, like it's not worth it being unhappy.
Allow yourself room for growth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Always, when you have a vision, but always allow yourself room to breathe within that vision. Be adaptable. Be flexible. Trust yourself that. Let's be real. Trust yourself that you'll be able to execute on what it is that you want to execute, because the women are there to follow your instructions anyway. So, but they have to be selected, vision based, not love based. Hold on. If you know what it is that you are going to execute on as a man, and you know that they will follow your will, it doesn't sound like it's not about trusting those women. It's about you trusting yourself. Do you trust yourself to manifest this vision? And the thing about it, it's not even trusting myself. It's more so me being, and I hate to say this, I'm fearful of losing something that I don't want to lose. Exactly. And this is what I'm trying to say. Like Saturn, you are very intelligent, okay? Very intelligent. But in this department, you don't quite understand the sacrifices that TKO have to truly make in a situation. I didn't truly understand it till I had to look at my husband and ask him, why am I not enough? And he have to look at me and be like, you are. I don't know why my heart feels this way. I don't know. You are enough.
but I just feel like I got enough love to. I got a plan, and it's bigger than you. We need help, baby. And women are so powerful.
It may come off, and the thing about it, that's why I say this, and everybody, I say it so much that people get so desensitized, and they be like, yeah, there you go, saying pray and meditate again. Oh, prayer don't mean that much, pray don't mean, but you have to be in alignment and equally yoked spiritually.
Exactly.
If the mind is not together, we're not going to be able to be on one accord. And I know people say, go meditate. He just preach to him. He just wants he's a cult member. No, this is real relaxed. If we're not, see the mind, if we're full of our mind, that means we're full of our ego. And we step in our mind, sitting around, it's going to be problems. And we're not, but if we come together, we can get on our and pray, do it consistently. We can have that be our lifestyle for each other. And we can flow in alignment. And there ain't going to be no stupid, no shady shit going on because we're living this as our lifestyle. That is being, everybody got to want that. I can't be the only one. No. See, I can't really express myself like the way I want to express myself. In a way that may shine a different type of light. It's not right for other people.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
I will express to you that I do understand you. I understand you and overstand you. But like I do understand you. But again, this is me sharing my perspective because you're gonna take what you can take and leave what you want to leave. You know what I mean? I'm not saying all of this to say, expecting you to listen to every word. I'm expecting you to take the bits and pieces that you need to use to benefit you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, like, no, I do get it. And I also acknowledge that it is not easy. It's not, especially because there's other people involved. It's hard enough with one person.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And imagine, Saturn, like when in a monogamous situation, it's like, when I was in a monogamous situation, I really thought that I was emotionally intelligent. I really did. But when I became polygynous, it was a different amount of self-love that was needed as a woman. I had to truly understand my power. I had to truly understand my position in my husband's life. Because if I didn't, me getting rid of a woman in the beginning was funny. It was vengeful. It was games. I want to be the only one. So once I really truly understand that I'm not destroying my husband, I'm destroying his vision, his legacy, everything that he desires, the selfishness, the sense of entitlement. I literally had to truly take a look in the mirror and say, how selfish of you to destroy this man's legacy in that way because of selfish entitlement. Possession. The fact that I thought that this man was my possession. It's totally different when you're poly. You have to take a real look at the selfishness that humans carry, the entitlement that we feel, that we deserve this person for just ourselves when it's bigger than us. My great-great-grandkids don't give a fuck that he took his other wife out to dinner.
The relationship in totality.
What did it take you to get to the point to trust your husband enough in that situation?
And see, Saturn, that's where I had to check myself because listen, my biggest thing was I should be bringing the women. But then you know what? God checks me and said, but he chose you.
Of course.
He chose you. You don't trust him to choose another woman, but he chose you.
It's just a lot, and I'm like, I want to throw in the towel.
It takes a lot of going within. You gotta isolate yourself from the poly situation and go within and take a look at how beautiful watching that legacy unfold is.
Like, this is a lot.
And you know what? Thank you, because that's actually kind of what that's the answer to like one of the many questions I've been asking. And you were the right woman who I wanted to hear that perspective on for me personally. The last thing, at least that's being channeled through me right now, TK, is to tell you that it's okay to start over. You don't have to judge yourself for starting over because you still have the wisdom. You're not really starting over. You have the wisdom in the experience. So give yourself grace, okay, to go back to the drawing board on what it is you want to do. Don't let the mistakes and don't let the wisdom go to waste.
And I'm gonna get down in a second, but what I'm gonna say, TKO, is I don't agree. I don't agree with starting over. But if you need to do that, but what I'm gonna say is do a heart check.
He didn't say this. He's just saying it's okay. And I do.
Yeah, I get you.
And you know.
But I would say do a heart check and do a vision check. Do a heart check and do a vision check. See if that woman is still aligned with your vision. And if she is, love on her. But I'm going to get down, y'all. Peace. Love you, Saturn. Love your wife. Y'all have a good one. All right?
When I also say start over, people, I also mean mentally. You know what I mean? It doesn't always mean out here as well. It means mentally forgiving yourself for any mistakes, any choices, anything you made, anything, because it don't matter today.
Yeah.
Today is today. That's what they say. You have the ability, like the phoenix. You have the ability to be reborn from your ashes and start anew. As we are energy, we never die. We're constantly transforming ourselves, day after day after day. You have to. A part of that alignment, okay, is forgiveness.
Right.
Okay, I was listening to you and what you were fearing. I'm not trying to make this about anybody else right now, but when you said that your biggest fear is losing something that you know that you already have, that you want, I feel like, okay, sometimes we all want stuff that we don't need, if that makes sense to you. And what I mean by that is what you're yearning for is more, it's not more of what a person looks like. You're looking more for a spiritual connection with someone. And when you have a spiritual connection with someone and everyone in your poly situation has joined in, they want to learn about it, that's going to put y'all on a whole, that's going to elevate y'all to a different level. Not the regular level of, yes, the sex is good. Okay, what else do we have to bring? Spiritually inclined means that y'all's energies is going to match. Y'all energies are going to match to the point to where y'all will actually have better communication skills. Y'all will be able to sit down and have talks and have clearer understandings on things outside of just, sexual beings. So I would say if you are looking for something spiritual, if you are looking for someone who can also help elevate you spiritually, you should just ask for that, manifest it, make that your affirmation, and it will come to you exactly like you ask it for it.
Look, I'm not necessarily looking for any of that. I'm the teacher. I'm just looking for somebody to be receptive to the information. For me to follow, right. For them to follow my teachings, to be in alignment with what I got going on. If you're receptive to the information, if you want to be receptive, like if you want to learn and you want to learn from me and you want me to teach you and you want to follow my steps, that's the only thing I'm looking for. You don't got to already be that, because I already got the information and all the information and knowledge to give you. And I'm patient.
Right. And once they receive it, that makes y'all spiritually inclined together, which makes the relationship better, right?
Listen. What people don't understand is, things that I learned in my life is they gotta really want it themselves.
Right.
Some people.
Okay, we in Tommy K Live.
Let's very get with it.
Welcome to my YouTube channel. Sit back and watch.
Nothing is wrong with that.
Like, subscribe,
but they're okay with just
so you won't miss my
not being too hot,
video.
Not being too cold. They just
get with it.
Live. Me, I'm disgusted with it.
Right.
I don't want to be a good man. I want to be a great man. I want to be excellent. I want to be the best I can be, and I want that for everyone around me. But my thing is, I try to not consciously force it, but it comes off like I'm trying to force that and I don't understand. I feel like I'm alone sometimes. I'll be sitting up like, why am I the only one that want to do this? And why I got to motivate everybody to want to do this?
Because they're not aligned with you. Like, they have to be on the same page.
Come on. Yeah, I can give you admin, baby. You know what I mean? But hold on. But then, look. Then you'll find somebody, or you'll find people who aren't into that. But then, y'all not compatible, really. Y'all compatible in that area. But you're not, the chemistry ain't there. They don't feel the same. It's just nothing. Everything is just Like it's something totally different. It's like a gift. It's like it's man. The contrast is so different with people that are on that because people that are on that journey may see somebody like me, but like, oh look at him, man. He got all this jewelry on, his head probably in the clouds. I couldn't be with a man like that. They might be conscious, but at the same time, looking at me on the outside, and they might just be like, oh, I couldn't mess with that person because the true indeed, a lot of people that's already doing the work, they don't look for a guy like me. They look for a guy that's got a dashiki on. That's you know what I'm saying. Like it's a totally like
a stereotype.
Stereotype, yeah, yeah. So when they see me, they don't see my heart. They don't feel my energy. They don't use discernment because I appear to be a whole different way. I look like one of these rappers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I look like I'm somebody with substance. So I don't really meet people that's already on that, or either they don't want to be in alignment with me because they feel like I'm not on that level. You see?
Right. That's why those are the people that you should like stay away from though, because they already showing you who they are. Believe them. If they showing you that they not willing to do any of that and get on the same accord, leave them alone. Because they already showing you that they not willing to change. A person who's not willing to change and is stuck in their ways is considered a foolish man. So let them be. Sometimes you have to let people be, no matter if it, of course, sometimes it hurts, but you got to let them be sometimes because a lot of people, they not willing to change. You accept them for who they is, love them, and keep it pushing.
Right.
I do think that, and this is God does not put people in your life only for them to learn from you.
And then learn from them too.
That's
And
true.
they will not receive your wisdom, TK, if you do not receive their wisdom. That's just the only point I have to say. A part of them being able to learn from you, you have to be able to learn from them. Mm-hmm. Or it can't be one, because if you're fostering a connection is not a one-way street. It has to be mutual in that regard, regardless of how it looks.
I agree.
I will say too that I'm very happy for you. I'm happy in the sense of this is really good for you. This is very good for you, and I see it. You're attracting different. You take note of the different people that you're starting to attract, and the different wisdom that you're starting to get. Me, this woman, the woman before that, the woman before that. You're starting to attract people that are looking to give you wisdom that will truly benefit you. They're not here to give you judgment. They're not here to give you any of that. They're here for you to grow and to really help genuinely. And that means that if you're attracting these type of people, that means that you are doing the proper work. Mm-hmm. That means you're beginning. The reason why you're attracting people that genuinely want to help you is because you are really starting to help yourself. So be perceptive of your alignment. That's something that I see.
Yeah, I draw.
I feel as though I've kind of said everything that I really should say, because at the end of the day, I personally believe you already know what it is you need to do, but you're still fighting that decision. You're still finding peace in that decision. I think you know what it is you need to do as of right now, but don't be too focused on what it is you need to do for a year from now or 6 months from now. Be focused on right now. God is telling you what it is you need to do.
He's showing it to him. He is. He's showing you, and if you notice, like he said, you are attracting in it. You are attracting spirit. What you don't realize is you're attracting more spiritual energies to you now than ever before. Simply because a lot of people who've been watching you for a while, they can see the change in you. It's a big change in you from when I first met TKO, when I was hosting 2 years ago. From that TK up until now, you can see it's a whole different light around you. So of course, light also attracts a lot of dark energies. And with those dark energies, you have to look at it like this. Okay, it must be something about you that's like being tested.
Well, let me say this too. I won't say light attracts dark energy. I'm not gonna go against it, but I do say that people that are like spiritually like healers, they attract a lot of broken people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? People that are, you know.
Do you think you're not already great?
I think I got greatness in me, but no, I don't believe I'm great yet. No.
I'm going to disagree with you. You are great.
Right.
If you have greatness within you, you are not your vessel.
That's
What you're
a
feeling
one
within you
chicken
is the
strip.
energy that is you. So if you feel that greatness within you, that is that energy that is you, that means you are that greatness. So even if you don't agree with me, I will speak that into you. I see you. I see a great man that's not allowing
I'll give it
himself to
to
be
you
great
later.
because you believe you're
No,
not
you're
there
not
yet.
going
Be there.
outside.
And that's the purpose of people around you like us, because we see what you can't see. We see the greatness in you, the greatness, the doubt that's in you. That's what's drawing us to
About to
your
use it on
energy.
that
That's
grass
the
over
part that
there.
you're lacking. We're there to build it up. That's what we're here for, because we can see a lot that you can't. Of course, we're not saying that you're a perfect man, but at the same time, everybody, even in the comments, they see the change in you. Now it's just left up. It's just left up for you to see it.
Yeah.
You are greatness.
For sure.
Yeah, you are.
I draw, man, because I know it's not coming from a try to be sweet place. I think it's a genuine assessment of how y'all evaluate me. So, somebody said something in the comments kind of stood out to me. And another reason why I'm really big on praying and meditating, because sometimes, what you experience in your past with a person, a loved one,
Yeah.
can overcloud the present moment. And the more that we meditate and stuff like that, we come to the present moment. So it's like the person that you may be involved with, you could be evolving. You could be really evolving and doing the work, and everybody on the outside can see that you're doing the work and you're evolving. But the person that you may be dealing with could be seeing things that you was doing at a lower vibration in the past, and they could be bringing that pain body or them thoughts,
What happened to the other one?
and that could be those triggers of perpetuating the same thing.
You remove.
If they elevating on a lower level with you and they still trying to bring up your past, that's where they belong. Because elevation brings you into the present.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. Listen, you hard with it, you stern with it. Me,
I'm just honest, my bad.
no. That's the truth. But me, the teacher side of me, the healer side of me is like, okay, as a man, especially if I did things, because I'm always taking accountability of what I did. It wasn't right or uncharacteristically as a man. So I said, okay, well, I have part of doing this. So the reason why this is like this, or these fears are there, they didn't come out of nowhere, right? So let me be patient. Love is understanding. Let me be understanding. But in the midst of that, the tricky part about it is you can be so patient and so understanding to where that's all it is. But it's still no progress, because everybody gotta want to do the same work, and that's where it is. Because I can I can change, I can evolve all this, but if everybody's not evolving together on the same mental plane, it's still not gonna work equally yoked.
Right, that's what I was saying. The evolving means to change, and changing includes everybody that's in your circle. Sometimes everybody is not willing to evolve. That's when you have to. That's when you have to put your foot down and be like, no, like, nah, you can't. Everybody's not meant to go on your road to success.
It's easy.
You have to look at people as well.
I hear what you're saying.
No, I acknowledge the difficulty because of the attachments made. But you also have to recognize that when you met those people, you met them based because when you did meet them, you were equally yoked. You were in the same place energetically. But if you are willing to grow and that person is not willing to grow with you, you're going to move in different directions. And that's just how life is.
Right.
What people get fucked up is they're trying to drag people along in their growth direction, but you end up holding yourself back, and you actually end up doing each other far more of a disservice than a service. But you are right. And also, TK, bro, so it gets to a point to where it doesn't matter if that other person forgives you or not, because they're holding on to that shit. If you can forgive yourself for some shit that you did and be better as a result of it, you can't control if that other person forgives you or not, especially if you are sincere. If you apologize and you forgive yourself and you grow, it's out of your hands now. Now they have to be accountable where it is they're at in terms of what happened. You can't force them to forgive you. You can't force them to become, because that's something that they have to be responsible for.
Bring who up? Hold on, give me one second. Let me bring somebody.
I got you. Y'all have a good day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Who's Lulu? I don't see no Lulu's in my queue. Oh, okay, yeah, she is now. Hey, Lulu, what's going on?
Hey, I'm Muslim and I'm pro polygyny.
So
I feel like a lot of your message was misplaced. I wasn't always pro polygyny. It took me a long time to get here, and a long time understanding how men think. And I still don't know how men think, but I think a bigger part of what people are missing is like that hurt that someone can feel, hypothetically, when a man is polygynist, we women think it's something about us, when in truth it's not. And a man is many men are multifaceted. They can rap, they can act, they can do so many different things. So when we get hurt, we hold on to that. And so in a polygynist standpoint, after that hurt, when he tried to bring someone else on, it's, oh, what did I do? How did I do this? Why is he looking out for him, looking out for other women, when in fact I can be this for you, she can be this for you, that person can be this for you, and it doesn't mean you love me any less. It's just that part of you that person clicks and connects with. But we don't look at it that way. We look at it as, oh, he already did this, so what's wrong with me? And so that hurt turns into like something big, and that's all that clouds our judgment. And so,
but it's just not being, what I'm saying is it's real simple, but it's not. It's just not being present. If we just be present in the power of now, like present, we can evolve with each other, because we don't have to come from a place of love and no judgment. We ain't gonna put labels and judgments. We're not gonna be bringing the past into the present moment. We're not gonna be bringing the future into the present moment, because we're in fear of what happened. However, a lot of stuff that I'm preaching in that regard, I don't even do for myself. Like because I'm not having those same type of challenges, but at the same time, I'm just loving the vision. So
there you go. There you go.
I gotta kind of like, because I got all the answers for everybody, and I can see where other people go wrong. But when it comes down to myself, is me not. This is where some wisdom coming in, y'all. I'm starting to learn like just how it is so difficult for me to try to just follow my vision and put myself first. It could be the same thing for the people.
There you go.
Dealt with.
There you go. Woo! Yes! I'm happy for you. I'm happy. Yo, that's the fact that you can recognize that. You recognize that they are just reflecting you. They are reflecting you. They're where you're at in your vision is where they're reflecting in your vision. You're manifest. Listen, you're not secure in your own vision yet. You know what you want, but you're not secure in the execution internally. So of course, it's not gonna manifest out here in the same way. You're reflecting and creating the reality that exists within you internally. And if you want to clean up all this shit out here, this is what I say start over. You got to clean that shit up in there, and only you know what that looks like, and that's between you and God.
So too much. So family.
Being patient, and the first step is be patient with your give yourself unconditional love and be patient with your growth and have fun, man. Take it easy. Okay? We all know shit happens. Shit happens. But to take it easy and be at ease.
For sure.
Okay?
Yeah. I mean, they always say you're your worst critic. And me, I'm extreme, because I don't lie to myself. So you can imagine the conversations I have with myself when I'm by myself. I'm very transparent in front of y'all, but my thought processes, and that's still not healthy. It's good to reevaluate and self-examine things of that nature, but I can see the hindrance of me being a little bit,
Yeah. There you go. Good. Do you do anything else other than stream on Bigo? For real?
Nah, not at this moment. Not at this moment. I just do spiritual stuff. Yeah, spiritual stuff. But I don't got like no other hobbies. Shit that I really love to do. I ain't been focused on. I love music. I love doing all kinds of shit. I like, what I'm saying? But I don't do nothing.
I think you need to make more music, and I'm speaking to myself as well, because I've been putting off music to focus on other things as well. But I think a part of your self-love is I think you need because I went to your YouTube and I watched because when Jake was going through your stuff, he started looking up all your stuff. Went to put up your old YouTube videos and started combing through some of your music to get an idea of your brand and who it is you are. It seems like music was your first love. You know what I mean? Before any of this, before any woman, before any music was your first love. So to get back to your inner child and to foster that and to be balanced within yourself, I think you need
King, hold on one second. You got some man, so pleasure to meet you, man. My name Black and oh my bad. I want him to finish his thought real quick, but I'm gonna temporarily mute you until you get done, then I'm gonna unmute you. Stay right there. It's all good. All right. Go ahead.
I was saying, it sounds like you need to do some music and you need to get your thoughts out, and rap your truth through your music, and just get it out. You know what I mean? Because since you're a creative, I'm sure you got a lot going on in there that needs to that would be some good art for yourself. And you don't necessarily have to post it for other people, but therapy, that sounds like that would be your own therapeutic experience, you know? Because black men, we don't like to go to therapists. You know, that's the joke. Yeah. But therapy is also doing things that you love. So if music is one of those things, I'd say before you come on Bigo, make a song, make half a song, listen to it, do something. You know what I mean? Because this also, I'm sure you enjoy this, but this is your job as well. And it can be draining on here as well. And there are people on here that are looking to drain your energy. So, you know, do your thing. Fuck the people on here. You still gonna get your bag and whatnot because these motherfuckers love you. No matter what. Listen, you came up here, you know, you still clean right now, but no chain, no watch, no fur, no car right now. It's just you and your sweats with your hair done did and a filter, and everybody's in this bitch. Right. So clearly, you are the drip. The drip ain't what you wearing, nigga. You the drip.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, indeed.
Okay? So that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that and let this brother down here, you know, do your thing.
Man, yeah, but and I appreciate that. I appreciate this bill right now. I appreciate the energy that's up there. What's up, King? And top of it, King. How y'all brothers doing? Man, blessing how you face. Hey man, so nice. First, let me do an introduction. My name is Black, but I prefer to be called Divine Black because as a black man, I went through a lot growing up. You know what I'm saying? And I can honestly say, you feel me? I'm self-healed, and it took me really going through it to grow through it. You know what I'm saying? I come from the gang, and I come from the old school gang. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Bay Area cat, and I had to learn the hard way. You feel me? You know about the gap, the emasculation of us as black men, and how they just tore apart our community. I had to step away from that. You know what I'm saying? I had to take myself away from that, especially if I want to be better for my kids and my future. And yesterday I'm new to this shit, and yesterday I was talking to one of these women on here, and she pointed me to you, TKO, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. She was telling me a lot of the way I feel about, so not the way I feel, a lot of the way I think, my thought process. You know what I'm saying? She said there's a lot that I could learn from you. You know what I'm saying? Just as a player. Yeah. And I don't mean play as when them niggas out there fucking on hella bitches. I did that shit when I was a kid. Yeah, I'm talking about as a man that's moving his chess pieces where they need to be so he can succeed later on in life. You feel me? Trying to break the generational curses and build actual generational wealth. Right. And so, with me being new to this app and seeing that people, you know, I've seen people working with mental health and the feminine aspect of shit. However, there's still nobody for us. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak for y'all. Right. But for me personally, because I don't know y'all, but for me personally, bro, I didn't grow up having a solid foundation of biological family to teach me this shit. You know what I'm saying? I had to really go through this, through the hood, through the OGs. You know what I'm saying? I got, what my player partner like to say, I got scars on my back from people that should have never got close to me. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And so now, as a divine deity walking in human form, I refuse to let myself lose and allow any more scars on my back. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, indeed. And so one thing I wanted to just commend you on is I was watching you yesterday on your live, and bro, I respect your character, your demeanor, and there's a lot that I see you have to offer for people that's willing to soak up the knowledge. You know, the game is sold and not told. Right. I appreciate that. Absolutely. Appreciate and Marsh is like we attracted me because I feel like, instead of looking for something that we can fit, we can just be there ourselves. Because we right here right now. We create that community right now. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's there with us right now, and that's how we build. We have to continue to help us earn. Well, what is it? Systemically took away our unity. You know what I'm saying? They tore apart the black village, bro. It's no longer people realizing it still take a village to raise a child. It still take a village to build a village. Everybody trying to do this shit and live this world on their own, bro. The way they're looking at polyamory and people being with multiple partners, but that shit been going on since the Bible days. That is our job as men to procreate and to lead and build. How can y'all be mad at that? If I'm not thinking with my little head and I'm actually giving a process for me and my family to survive, that's what work for me and my family. Y'all quit trying to sexualize and demonize what I'm doing for me to become greater. And the thing is this, because you gotta also always have an understanding of. As I speak back, I'm gonna mute you because it's feedback, so you can hear me. Hold on. The things that we have to understand is what time it is, what generation we in, how much programming is being done. So when it's embedded in us through our ancestors, like we may feel something inherited, right? We may get it, but we got to also understand the matrix that we are in, the weapons of mass distraction, the programming, everything around us, and that's what makes us feel alone and misunderstood. Because yes, it's easy for us, but a part of having wisdom is having understanding for the masses. So I'm learning that, and that's what's made me so patient, because it's hard for a woman to get that when they ain't seen that. They ain't seen it from their mama and their daddy. They ain't seen it from their grandma or their grandpa. They ain't seen it from their great grandpa or great pa. And then the stories they heard about their great, it was still the same thing for like the past 2 centuries. Even though we didn't start out like this is where we at. This is the time. So with us knowing what we know, thank you so much, Lotus. Gratitude, Queen. With us knowing what we knowing, I get it. It's hard for us to not get our emotions about it and be like, what? It's simple. It could just be like this. I'm not here to love you less. I'm not this. It's about the vision. The vision is way beyond. But when you're constantly pumped with what's the society norm, because the society tells you who to be. A lot of people don't know who to be. They think they know who to be. That's the difference. They think that they're their true self. They think that they're really making their own decisions, not knowing they've been programmed through religion, television, all these other things. They think. But we got to also remember everything that they're going against. And that's why it's so difficult for a woman to share, quote unquote, her man. Thank you, Lotus, so much. They can only look at it from a standpoint of, you know what? I'm going to minimize the vision. It's not about how he fulfills me. It's not how he treats me. It's about what he's doing with this other man. This other woman. You know what I'm saying? That's all they can, you know what I'm saying? Because that's just how society is. You're supposed to you're supposed to go to school, go to college, get married, and have to pick a fix. That's what we taught. Thank you, Armani. That's what we taught. So I get it. I get it too. So in the midst of us knowing our true scheme, we gotta also, and I think that's where Bro is really good at. Saturn is really good at. We gotta also know the truth and the reality of the matter of how society is today. That makes it a little bit more different for the woman.
One of the things that I had to develop
Go ahead. Let him talk a little. Go ahead.
I said, one of the things too, I'm gonna say this and stay a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna drop because she's snoring up a storm right here. But I had to look at Vivi and told her that I'm no longer going to hold you up. You know what I mean? Emotion. Because I told her since the beginning of our relationship for the past 2 years or so, I've been the one that had to basically keep the balance between us. I was the one that was managed. I was basically managing my emotions and your emotions. And I'm not gonna do that anymore because you're not gonna grow if I keep doing that. So I told her from now on, it's your job as your woman, as my woman, and as your own woman to stand on your own 2 feet. I'm going to let you sort out your own shit. I'm not going to sort it out for you. If you're mad or pissed off about something, especially in regards to our relationship, I'm not going to look to pacify your feelings anymore. I'll go to sleep and let you be mad. I'm not going to look to, within reason, of course, but you have to, it's her job to manage her own peace. It's not my job to manage her peace. You get what I mean? And it took me a lot because I had to look at her. I'm like, damn, I love you so much as my woman, as a man that wants to protect you. You know, because we have very protecting energy as man. As a man that wants to keep everything away from you, I also want to protect you from you without even realizing it. I'm trying to protect you from your emotions. That shit is crazy. But it's incredibly draining. It gets and it gets to a point to where it's just like I want to be like, yo, leave me alone. But I can't do that anymore, and I refuse to do that because that's not really love for myself, at least. Right. And she looked at me and she didn't like it for a day, but she knew exactly what it is I was talking about. And she looked at me and said, okay, I will do my best to work on this. I will begin to, because there was something the other day, and I believe this will help. This is what I'm saying. I left the room. She put on that new ghost show. I don't like watching that type of TV with black people being violent towards one another. I don't like watching it. It doesn't have a good frequency. So when she puts it on, I just left the room. I was like, okay, because I'm not going to tell her not to watch it. You know what I mean? If she wants to watch it, I'm going to let her watch it. But I prefer not to watch it. So I went to the other room to be on my phone and take a nap. Mm-hmm. I think that is me talking about, I don't feel as though anytime I want to do something, it's not natural. Like, basically she was emotional because she wanted to spend time with me. But I told her, I said, instead of, why didn't you just ask me if I would watch TV with you? Like, it was that you didn't have to go. You didn't have to hit me with a whole bunch of emotional bullshit about how anytime, she was like, anytime you want to do something, I just naturally do it. But anytime I want to do something, why do I have to ask? And I was like, baby, that's not true. I said, anytime I want to do something, before I don't just assume you want to do it. I ask you if you want to do this with me. I get your consent for everything it is we do. And she said, oh, yeah, you do. I said, now you want to do it with me because you love me, but I always ask you for your consent. I always communicate this. Mm-hmm. So, and I told her, and I let her be mad. She was pissed. Mm-hmm. And I let her be mad and went to sleep. And I told her, I said, listen, instead of properly communicating what it is you wanted, you just chose to be hurt and emotionally hurt. And that didn't do anything. That didn't solve anything. And then you came to me with that shit. I was asleep on the sofa, man. She just came and just started. I was like, what? I said, I was like, yo, you could have just asked me to watch TV with you, homie. But again, I said that all to say, like, this is where I'm at, my growth. That's what I'm communicating. That's what I've learned from talking to you. Because I can admit, I believe I've taught you things, but I know I've learned from you as well in our communications. And it was, yeah, I have to I was holding on to my woman a bit too much. Man. I let you go so you can grow.
Now, but hold on. So this is what we're going, this is where, and I agree. However, when you're naturally the teacher, you're naturally, and it's your woman, So are we supposed to just suppress? Cause I get to a point to where I've been both spectrums. So I've been the one where I'm managing my feelings and I'm trying to manage my woman's feelings, right? Or her peace and my peace. Armani, prime example, we've been together for a long time, right? But then I also get to a point to where it's like, okay, I ain't doing it no more. However you want to feel. However, it's still got the same, like, it makes it even more of isolation. It makes it even more of self-defeating thoughts. And however, I know that's not my job well, it's not like, it sounds cool or easy to be like, well, she still got to figure that out. Like, let her figure out. But then again, when you love somebody and you know their potential and what they could be, if they just do this, and this, they'd be in a different space. You kind of want to like override it and be like, all right, come here, baby, come back. Look, do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. You see what I'm saying?
If Armani saw you doing those things, she would either have to do them as well or leave. I've told myself, I said, you know what, I'm just going to be an example. So I'm not going to micromanage you. I will still communicate with you. Communicate. But are you putting the demand? There's a way to you put the demand on that person to grow by also being an example as well. So I have enough humility to look at V and say, listen, I get it. There's some shit I gotta work on too. Listen, I get it. When I grew up not necessarily entertaining my own emotions as much as you, I grew up emotionally numb because I kind of was taught to not feel. I still don't cry. But now I don't have a reason to cry. I can't remember. She do a whole lot of crying. I don't cry. And
you're Aquarius, y'all hold that shit in. Y'all bottle up shit, though.
And I was but the reason why I no longer cry is because it's very easy for me to let shit go and flow organically. You know what I mean? Like, I have a lot of peace within myself. So I said, baby, I get it. I accept the fact that the way you manage yourself is different from the way I manage myself. But if we want to be able to coexist with one another, we're going to have to do some work. Okay? Yeah. We're going to have to. If we want to be together,
key word was we gonna have to do some work.
We also have to be responsible for ourselves too. There's things about her I cannot control.
Right.
She's gonna have to be responsible for that. And as long as I'm being responsible with myself, I have to give that up to God as well for her to foster that on her own. So there's a balance. I get what you're saying, TK, because you still love that person. I'm still figuring out that balance as well.
Right.
Between loving someone and not wanting to do things for them and loving them to allow them to grow. Go ahead, brother, because I know you want to build.
Right. Let them do, but let me respond back to that real quick. Let me paint you a scenario real quick. So what does it? And you don't got to give me this answer if you have an experience, because you know I know you know it's kind of hard to give an answer of something that you don't have an experience yet. But so what if you know when you say we have to grow, what if it gets to a place to where everything is understood, everything is comprehended, but you're still growing, but they're telling you that they want to grow. Like they're telling you they want to grow, or they even telling you that they need your help to grow. So in the midst of you already giving them the information and already helping them, and then you say, well, you know, I'm gonna back up and let you do it, but then they come to you and say, no, I need you to help me a little bit. But you're noticing that even when you try to give help, it's not the progress there because you feel like it has to be from an internal place. You got to have some type of self-will to put the steps in order yourself.
Yeah.
What do you do then? Because if it's just a certain type of like patterns, do you just allow yourself to say, well, you know what? You know, if you're not with the program, while I'm growing, just go over here. But we all know with love and history and attachments and all these other factors, especially when you got somebody that's good. See, a lot of men are not blessed like us. We have good women. So on the outside, when people are giving us advice, it's like, yeah, just leave them. They ain't growing. Everybody ain't for you. Yeah, everybody ain't for you. You just keep on growing. But then when you know you got a good woman, but she just lacks in some very important areas, not lacks because she's less than a woman, but less structure and discipline to do what's necessary for self, what do you do then?
It's a really good question, because that's the same question I've been asking myself. I've been asking myself, because that's the same thing I'm going through. And what I've done then is I've accepted it.
Actually, Divine Black,
I've accepted that I've allowed myself to not be attached to a result. You know what I mean? As in, I looked at her and I said, "Listen, I'm not going to leave you or anything before. If you want me, if I end up leaving you, it's because you manifested it. You
now watch this on the back end. So watch this. And it's crazy that we say this. This is why it's so difficult for me. I don't have the answer for this. I like to say I got answers for a lot of stuff. But then on the back end, you say, well, let me continue to be patient, right? Then you get to a place of saying, wait a minute, but it's causing conflict. And the more I be patient, now is that me having a lack of self-love for myself? Am I compromising or settling?
Yeah, I know. I know.
Ooh, it's a
I know. I know. It's not easy. It's not easy.
Hold on, look, right? As me and y'all are the leaders of y'all households, correct?
Yes, sir.
What are the 3 C's any real leader should know? Compromise, communication, conflict resolution. And it's that third one that we always forget about. How are we going to move past and move forward? And as a leader, our job is to hold our followers' hands and say, let's do it together. Now, you are not wrong to let that hand go if that hand don't want to work. What happens at your job if you don't want to work? Get your ass fired, right? If your partner doesn't want to be a team player and play their position, what happens? Y'all play sports, football, baseball, basketball?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's, at the end of the day, the teamwork aspect is, how can we move forward?
Let me ask you this, Divine.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not going against nothing you said because it makes a lot of sense, right? And what I'm about to ask you is something very rare, so I can expect it, because I'm pretty sure we all had cool women in our life, right? We had cool women. We had cool, cute women that go to our business and help us. But to have chosen women, different. So what if you had chosen women that you know
just lost
it for you, but
just lost it?
Yeah, they can't get the discipline to get this together. That's a lot harder just to, well, let me let it go. I get what you're saying, but when you know somebody's chosen for you,
she's probably chosen to teach you a lesson on how to love yourself and be prepared for the one that is divinely chosen for you. You know what I'm saying? You know, bro, you gotta think about it, bro. We're already mentally and spiritually aware of what we want. You feel me? What we want most. So if they're not if they're not compatible, like mixing water and oil, you're never going to get it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we can sit here all day long. You can tell me, hey, Black, hey, Divine, man, listen, that girl over there like you. You feel me? Go talk to her. And what I'm dripping on her she not gonna soak it up. If that makes sense.
I basically looked at VV. The only thing, because trust me, TK, bro, this is some shit. I don't know all that. I'm still figuring this out, because this is another thing. You like, damn. Because I love this woman snoring up a storm right here, mouth all over. All right? I love the fuck.
that's wrong.
You're in love with someone. You know you're in love with someone when you're willing to compromise everything it is you have for them. You know you love that person. But at the same time, they'll never really be happy with you anyway if you're compromising everything for them. You know what I mean? Like, they'll never be happy.
And watch this. Oh, that's it. And not only that, and this is where people get this shit fucked up. If a man, especially with a man of great vision like myself, is not fulfilling or at least on the journey to fulfill what he wants to fulfill with his vision, that makes him feel fulfilled and happy, he's not going to be able to truly make anyone else happy. And that's the only thing where the conflict comes. So from a woman's standpoint, it may seem like they may be getting their way temporarily because the woman, that the man, what she shouldn't be doing, may be bending to her will and to her vision and compromising certain things that shouldn't be compromised. Not saying they shouldn't compromise in a relationship, but there's certain things you shouldn't compromise. But you may compromise because of the love or the fear of losing the one that you love. So the woman may feel like, okay, temporarily good, but then it's always going to come back on the back end for any man that truly wants to accomplish his vision. And it's always going to be something that's not happy and strife and conflict in the home. And that's why us women, if you want to, I mean, not us women, to the women, if you want to follow a man, follow him in totality. If you feel like he's qualified to lead you, then just let him lead you. Don't have one foot in and one foot out. It may hurt, it may trigger certain things, but the things that it may trigger may be something that needs to be changed about you. On the inside of you, it might be your demons. The challenge, it may be making you fight your own demons while you're trying to be more comfortable. Because comfortable, last time I checked, don't equate to growth. With no struggle, there's no progress. Sometimes you got to feel a little uncomfortable to go to the next level.
And I would say, brother, I agree with you, but also those types of things are earned. That's something that I've said, that type of trust that a woman will give you is something that is earned through what it is you are demonstrating as a man. Now, I know there are many things that I'm demonstrating as a man to her, but there's also many things I know that I've been doing that's been poor practice for her own benefit as well, which is why I looked at her and said, you need to grow. And I'm going to let you grow. And if it hurts, I'm going to let it hurt you. And that's okay. I'm not going to hurt you, but I'm going to respect your growth journey because it's better for you. I mean, but there's a way that looks. I don't know 100% how it looks. I'm still figuring it out. But I know that I just know that that's just where we had a nice conversation.
This is why I was talking to you and saying that you reminded me of myself, because thank you so much, Queen Hazel. Thank you, baby. Thank you. And I gave you a follow. This is why I said you reminded me of this for this reason alone. Because I have that same philosophy of, but I don't say to use the word earn for some reason. I don't use that word, that terminology. However, it's in the same sense we was doing the same thing, the same exact thing. But in that of saying like, okay, well maybe it's something that I did that wasn't mainly in a low vibrational that may have her on her pain body from the past experience. So let me show some consistency of how I can change, right? But in the midst of you doing that, you're still bringing in the fears and everything that happened from the mishap. So you're not trying to evolve with me. You're bringing that with me, with us. So it's still doing a disservice because now I'm like, you know what, you're right. Let me be patient. Let me show you consistency. Let me step up. But every time I step up, we're going right back because they ain't stepped up mentally and let things go.
And that's why I told V, you're going to have to grow. Because if you can't, you're going to have to grow. You're going to have to meditate. You're going to have to do that work.
Let me give Devon Black one more. I don't know if you want to say something because I know there's so many people in the queue that want to come up. I know VBS is next.
That's cool. Be quiet. Let other people come up and talk. I'll be quiet.
Let me see something. All right, go ahead, Devon Black. You want to add to that, or was you good?
All right, now I just want to just real quick before I got up out of here, bro, because one thing I learned, cause I just ended a 7-year relationship with my son's mother, right? And that was the love of my life. Like you just said, have you ever lost a chosen woman? I needed to lose her in order for me to learn what I truly want.
Wait, hold on. What happened? What happened? What just happened? Hold on. What just happened? What just happened? What are they? Okay, they back up. That was weird. weird. But go ahead.
My bad. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But no, I was saying I just ended a 7-year relationship, right? And this was my last monogamous relationship. And I'm saying that because that's what I had to realize. That monogamy's not for me. And if I want to pursue and learn about becoming the leader of a polyamorous family, I needed to actually be able to put this shit down and manifest and put this shit into something that not only I can see, she can see, but we can refer to and relate to. And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I literally wrote this shit down. My family foundational belief system. And I know you got a lot of people that's getting ready to come on your live. But I'm gonna tap in with you, bro. You know what I'm saying about the.
Let me follow you, man. Let me follow you, man. I love your energy, bro.
Man, I appreciate you, man. I had to work hard for this shit.
Man, rest in peace to Kenny Red, too. You know what it is.
Man, what you know about my unk, man? You don't know,
man. I know him personally. We used to eat. He was living out here with me. I'm in Vegas. We used to eat at Grits in the morning out there on the west side of Vegas. So, yeah, rest in peace.
Okay.
But sure.
But listen, when I come to Vegas, this is my motorcycle club, buddy. When I come out there to Vegas, I'm gonna come fuck with you.
But
I'm a soul brother, man.
Look at my Instagram, and you're gonna have everything that you need to. You know, I just got recently picked up Fillmore Slim from the airport. He riding around with me. Just go look at it. I ain't gonna say too much. I know.
Hey, man, it's a pleasure to meet you, King.
Already, King.
Yes, sir. All right, Saturn, bro. It's a pleasure, man.
Already, King.
It's a pleasure, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you for the wisdom.
Beautiful bills right now, man. Beautiful bill, man. What up? What up, King?
What's going on with you, boss man?
Man, nothing much.
Man, another blessing. Now I'm just filling out the vibes, man. I'm fucking with the vibes. I'm definitely fucking with the vibes, man.
Yes, indeed.
As men, you know what I mean, we need more platforms where we can really like talk about certain instances because women congregate all the time, you know what I mean?
Right.
Instances to where we can actually talk about the things that's going on inside of ourselves mentally and what we're going on with women because women talk about men all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, okay. And it's not even like nothing to bash women like or none of that. You know what I mean? It's just so we can get a better understanding of how women operate so we can know how to operate better with them. You know what I mean?
And for them to get it, because there's not a lot of platforms like this, right? So it's for them to get a better understanding of how we feel and how we think, because I think sometimes, you know, women are very emotional, right? So I think sometimes they can only see themselves in relationships. You know what I'm saying? How they feel. You know,
right.
So I think this is very healthy for them to see a man's perspective and multiple men's perspective on how we really feel. We just got the macho and the masculine exterior, but at the same time, when we feel on the inside, we still got masculine and feminine energy inside of us.
We still human.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you know. But you can mute yourself, yeah, because there ain't no feedback. Please,
Yeah, I think one thing that's interesting. I was explaining this to V is how a man is in service to a woman comes from the same place, but it's just gonna be expressed differently. And how like she was like, "Why are you able to be with another woman?" I'm like, "Baby, I know I'm capable of being in service to multiple women as a man, but you wanna the way you as a woman." She's like, "I only want to be in service to you." I was like, "Yeah, there's a reason for that because you like the energy that I'm exuding. You wish to embody my energy." I'm capable of allowing another woman to utilize that energy. You want to take that energy and you wish to transmute it and use it to multiply it. You're multiplying my energy. But the thing is, you want to be the only one to be the multiplier of this energy. And I'm saying that I'm capable of using multiple women to multiply it. Like, that's really what it is. And it took me a moment sitting right here with you guys is help me put it in different words. It's not just about me wanting multiple women.
Yeah, that's what people be thinking. Like, you just want to have women because you can't be satisfied with one woman, or you want to be horny all day. Like, that's so. Me sticking my dick in a woman is the least thing on my mind. I even told and once again, for the people that's new to my broadcast who don't get why I'm doing poly auditions, I've even sat down my peoples and told them we can do if we can do this and do this like this, the vision is more important. What we're doing, what we're putting out, the impact, that's more important than me just doing poly just to be doing, just to have multiple women. Can we get some things accomplished and things of that nature? So because people be like, wait, so you want 3 women? You want 4? You want 5? It's not in. It's not in that.
I think it's what's coming to me, and then I'm gonna let the brother above speak. Is that I think we have to let go of the fear of our women leaving us, because you know that's a good woman. I mean, if you know you're a good man, then if you really trust yourself, if you're securing yourself as a man and you truly trust yourself as a man, and she's able to recognize that you will do right by her, she will remain by your side so long as you are righteous. And that, do I trust myself to be my full authentic self in righteousness, and this woman will remain by my side?
And the thing about it is, I speak the same thing to people. You speak that to me, but we don't really take it in for ourselves.
Yeah, that'd be the thing.
That'd be the thing.
Yeah, that'd be definitely.
Because we get it when we can talk to somebody else. Like, it's easy for me to tell Knowledge that, I mean, not Knowledge, Saturn Monroe, my bad, bro. I've been saying all kinds of shit. I call myself a woman today. But it's easy to tell you that, right? But when it comes down to it, when you're living in it, it's extremely hard.
I agree with balance, bro. It's a balance of balancing out the new negative thoughts or the new negative things that are transpiring, to try to fix those, and trying to fix the you know what I mean, the trauma that's happened before, and trying to keep your mental in the same state of mind that you can vibrate high enough to be able to deal with all this shit, bro. It's really like the balance, bro, that trying to keep everything in perspective. So, I mean, it's hard to keep everything on the schedule. You can do how you want, you know what I mean, to try to keep everything on the schedule. Okay, I'm going to meditate, boom. I'm going to get up, I'm going to work out, boom. I'm going to do all of this, I'm going to eat good or whatever. But some things get misconstrued in that nature, you know what I mean? So, I mean, like you said, like, Saturn been saying some real shit, though, you know what I mean? Like, we got to be able to give them the power to be able to deal with their emotions. A lot of us wasn't taught to really do that as a child. Like you said, like, really, I feel like our parents were supposed to teach us, like, you know what I mean, once we start crying or whatever, really like meditating as a young kid, so we get that instilled in us, you know what I mean, so we know how to deal with our emotions, mad, angry or whatever, we can come sit down, breathe a little bit, you know what I mean, come to a really meditative state, you know what I mean, and really tackle our emotions and not overreact, you know what I mean.
You know what? Our parents didn't have that. 9 times out of 10.
Right. That's why we gotta, bro.
And their parents didn't have that. So it's just like we're perpetuating the same cycle. We got to be the ones to stop the generational curse.
Real talk. That's real talk.
With TK, if you're comfortable expressing this as far as your relationship with your son, because I assume he's a teenager.
Yeah, he's a teenager, and he's a little different. He's a little different from me, but at the same time, I get it because he's so young. He just want to have fun. He ain't worried about nothing else. And for some reason, it's a lot of men that are very, I've noticed, even who I call my pops, when it comes down to their son, even my partner Max Solid, he came from a preacher, his father was a preacher. It seemed like the sons are a little, they're a little bit more like on the free, kind of like, I'm gonna do this, it's a little bit different, man, with boys, man. Like you can tell them certain principles, and my son is very smart. Like, he gets a lot of things. Yeah, he gets a lot of things, and I just think in time, I just gotta continue to allow him to evolve, because he gets the principles of a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And it's at an early age. But I think that he's still in new territory, because he's been kind of like, he comes from the country. He comes from a small town. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the generation too that we live in too. He comes from a small town, so now that he's in Vegas living with me, this is like crazy. This is like a whole nother arena. Like, what? This, that, all the beautiful, I guess it's totally different for him. So right now, who would I be? All I can do is tell him the dangers. But I don't want to hinder him by trying to keep him locked up, or, you know what I'm saying? Because that's going to make him rebel against me. He a Leo. Leos, they don't like to feel like they don't rebel against whatever. So I just let him. It sounds bad, but I just let him bump his head.
Yeah, I mean, you
got to.
got to.
Got to. At least have you had that? I was curious as you because my dad never sat me down, and my dad just kind of told me one because my dad didn't have the best relationship with my mother. I never wanted to hear advice. I never took women advice from him because I was like, why would I take woman advice from you when you not over a good woman? And maybe that wasn't right in totality, but I don't blame myself from doing that. I was using my discernment. As in, no, I'm not going to take your advice. I'm going to, because the advice that he was giving me was coming from a place of hurt, of being hurt, not a place of necessarily like wisdom and growth and power. Like it never really sounded like something I could really build on. It just sounded like advice that would hinder me. And really,
It didn't come from a place of love, like, or of a place to get me out of the situation that I'm in right now.
Right. Yeah. What's up, Bossiano?
Yeah.
Come on. Yo, it's Saturn. Okay. Let me stop.
one day, one day,
It's a little answer. I don't know if you was here for the poly. You see the poly shit?
I missed it last night, bro. Bro. But I tapped in like 20, like when you started this live. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, damn. I'm already knowing. I'm knowing.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna pass it. I say all that to say, as far as one day I'm gonna be a father, and I wonder how am I gonna sit my son down and have that building talk with him as far as these women. Because my dad didn't do that for me. I was just like, that. What does that fucking look? Have any of you had that?
Okay, y'all, I'm about to end this live right here. I'm about to end this recording. I hope y'all get a chance to review this. Man, I know mostly men gonna be like trying to watch this because this total year in time compared to when I was growing up, totally different. I'm a set. Look, I was born in the '70s. Look, I'm in my 40s. I'm not gonna say exactly age, but I'm finna get ready to drop this video. Cause the longer the video, the longer it takes to load for the channel. So I'm about to end this video. Please like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell so you won't miss my next juicy video. Like people say, I hate your voice. But that's okay. I love when y'all tell me that because it's more better for YouTube if y'all read and understand and watch the videos that YouTube be sending us as a content creator. Y'all would know it. I can say only the content creators know exactly what I'm talking about. Everybody else that leave these negative comments, it's okay. That's fine. I accept it. Long as YouTube know that I'm going by their guideline rules. Alright then, I'm out.